Hi everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Lost in Immersion, your weekly 45-minute stream about innovation. As VR and AR veterans, we will discuss the latest news of the immersive industry. So let's go. Fabien, if you want to start, please.
Thanks. So today I want to talk about the usage of VR for medical usage. So maybe what comes to mind first when we hear about VR usage is maybe assistance for surgery or this kind of usage. But actually there is a much more maybe niche field where VR has really um, a very nice impact, and it's actually been used in this field for many years, um, starting from like more than 20 years ago. And so this is about mental health and managing um, fears. So, for example, um, the fear of heights, or the fear of spiders, or fear of flying, for example. And what's really good about VR is it can bring a level of immersion in, for example, let's take the flying example. So the user can be transferred into like a plane, um, but at the same times they know that they are safe because they are not actually flying, but still the level of immersion that the VR headset can bring is enough to start to trigger the fear response. And then how that works is just like an exposition, and gradually with multiple exposition to the same stimuli, the fear can slowly get better and better. And there are other applications like uh, uh, maybe more on the mindfulness side or meditation, where by cutting the user from its environment and bringing the user to another environment, maybe a more quiet space or with special visuals and so on, the mindfulness can be much more efficient. And so yeah, I think um, I remember trying a VR experience years and years ago, where we had to walk on a very thin piece of wood between two buildings in VR. And um, I don't have a fear of heights, but I remember like the first step on that piece of wood um, was really impressive. So I think you guys might have tested that as well. I'm not sure, but I'm curious to know maybe first if you have experienced such application, and how you think we can use that maybe more in the future. So I don't know,
Uh, yeah.
Seb maybe.
Yes. Um, yeah, I agree. There is a lot of things to be done when you see the impact on someone that is has a fear of height, like my girlfriend, for example. When she did that exact experience you described, Fabien, she was scared as hell to make it even a step on the piece of wood. So yeah, I understand that yeah, that can really help slowly by like you said doing the experience several times with small steps, maybe less high and increase the height after a while. That can help people to get used to different situation and get less fear when they really encounter that kind of environment. And I know for medical, for sure, there is a lot of use case with VR, like training also medical doctor and stuff like that, even with force feedback on characters and stuff like that. So the real movement can be applied. You can really train with physical also for optometrism, for to work on your muscle for your eyes and make them work. I know there is a lot of work being done in that area, and it seems to help a lot because you do the exercise looking at something, but you also can track the eyes and see if the eyes are moving correctly. So get really some data around that and get a better understanding of the issue the patient have and really target his own default, I would say, his own medical issue. So yeah, definitely the medical. There is a lot of use case for medical stuff. What is your thought on that?
Yeah. So so first of all, I tried all these to answer Fabian. Yeah, and yeah, indeed they are very very powerful and very efficient in the way of simulating fears of heights of other of the phobia. I would like to add two other main of application field of application. The first one is about uh, trying to heal people who are sociopath. I work with researchers in the jail of Toronto, and they are trying to bring back empathy for sociopath killer just by showing them the kind of atrocities they make endure to their victim, but to an avatar that is looking exactly like them. So they are seeing the pain they inflicted to themselves, and by this way they are trying to reactivate this empathy into their brain. There's the same for sexual harasser as well. So I don't know where at what point they are, but you should know that there is this kind of research as well with VR. And the second field of application I would like to bring up is the pain management. I know there is so the idea is to immerse yourself instead of using chemical products to reduce the pain. And I know that there is the company Bliss in France, and there is the same initiative here in Canada and in the US. And people should be able to test it, especially if they are doing spinal extraction, because this is a painful act, and they don't want to use too many products. And just for you to know, this kind of application that are very hurtless. So you just have to put a helmet on, and they are doing the procedure. There's no uh, nothing very very hard to explain or to put in place. And this kind of initiative took like maybe uh, nearly 10 years to be validated and used in the medical procedure itself. So we can see that the window of work to make it done and give it make it uh, accessible to public is very very long. So Fabien, I don't know if you want to add something else.
Y- Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm curious to know what you guys think about. Actually, really, that is. It seems like most of the studies show that it's efficient, and I wonder why are we not seeing more and more like at the um, at the national level in every country applications of this, because the devices um, are there um, and not that expensive. So is it more about regulations, or is there something else that will prevent this type of therapy to be more widely used?
Well, I will jump right in because this is a subject I wanted to bring up. So there is
Oh, perfect.
I got some answers for you. because I read an article this week. It's not a great one, but he's asking the good question. This is why I won't show it on the screen. But well, the main idea of this article is that, as you said in your introduction, is that when you're talking VR or healthcare or metaverse, sorry, people are thinking about the healthcare field at the second position. So the first one is industrial, and then this is the medical field. And unfortunately, this field is the less advanced in the VR use at the mainstream level. So they had three different reasons why. So the first one is that most of health professional don't have any idea of the reality of the immersive technology and what it can do and can be done. So it's a lack of knowledge. The second one is that after nearly 20 years of using VR and lots of proof of concept in healthcare, most of them were just not that good in quality or in meaning because, well, you know, VR has advanced a lot during these past years, and they are still thinking about what they saw maybe 10 years ago, and they think that is ugly, that you can get sick with using it when using it. Sorry, and what else? Yeah, this is mainly that they are skeptical about the use of VR. And the third reason why we don't see VR that much in healthcare is that because there's no money. It's really hard to get but research budget for this kind of experiment, and there are a lot of pressure, a lot of result requested. So a lot of companies are not willing to go to this field because it's really hard, and you have to get your a very solid financial background to get there. And as I said just earlier, it's 6 to 10 years to get your product launched because you have all these researches or all this approval to get just to bring a headset to someone that is getting an injection. It's a very simple act. I can't imagine what kind of processes you'll have to endure to bring your AR headsets or VR headset inside the surgery room, for example. I know that Magic Leap succeeded in that way, but it took them 6 years just to get the approval, and they are not used. They don't have any application yet. Just to put the Magic Leap inside the surgery room, it took them 6 years. So Seb, what's your point of view on this?
I was going to say exactly the end part of your explanation, but yeah, for me, the time to validate something, it's very long in medical. You have to prove everything that it really works, so you have to measure everything and make the study on how you will measure everything. So yeah, it takes a lot of time. And then when you have 5 years of back and forth between test and implementation and feedback from user cases, in the meantime, the technology improved a lot. So when you work with a 5-year device, you are with a very old VR device. So I think that's the main reason it's not widespread in that domain, but it doesn't mean they are not investing in that area.
Ah bien.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's an issue that is valid for a lot of other technologies as well. Actually, the technologies are evolving so quickly, but regulations, approvals, like the regulatory institutions, government as institutions have a very slow process of approval. So there is a disconnect between what can be done and what is actually used. Uh, we can see this with AI, which is exponentially growing now, and the regulatory uh, part of this is just starting very slowly. So yeah, this disconnect between speed of execution is a problem that I don't know if we really have a good solution for that, except trying to advocate for it and hopefully make make the regulatory people more aware of this.
Yeah, maybe yeah the uh, it's maybe a bit controversy, but maybe we should put some younger folks on the regulation part the that could understand that things are going very fast and some some management way are not the same as it we used to be. We are we know on the development part that we have now this agile, very short cycle of development, and this kind of management should be
Mm.
applied as well on other yeah on the regulation or the government parts, and I'm not sure this kind of short cycle is in application right now.
I think in France it is. I've seen. I'm sharing my screen right now. I don't know if you can show what I'm sharing, Guillaume. But
Sure.
I saw with the links R1, which is not even available yet. They provided to labs and a researcher in France the device, and they did a training already and tried to develop that and see if that could work inside a white room, surgery room. And they did, yeah, really quickly a test this year and shared the video, and I think that's quite impressive. And they did it really, really quickly.
This is as simple. They just put the heart in and it's already it's ready to go.
Well, they had some media and stuff like that. I'm sure
Plug
it's a
and play.
prepared scenario and it's a training, so that makes sense that it's quick. But um, they were very quick in developing that and making that work as soon as the device was available, the first batch of device. So it seems the feedback is just that it seems that it's going very quick in France. That's really
Mm. Well, to make just a small thumbs ups to what I said earlier about the quality. We know that to have something realistic, like on the video you just saw showed, is that to have something realistic in healthcare or else in general, it's really hard because it's soft tissue, and all this kind of stuff are very hard to render. And I, I I guess it augmented this way that um, else professionals are looking at VR and they're always thinking that it's just a gimmick because it's not as realistic as they would like to. And unfortunately we are not on this page on the technical part of rendering. We are still not able to do physical realistic heart or any kind of organs, but if they can work already with something that is more like we saw, I guess we should do it. We shouldn't be waiting for the technology that would be able to make a digital twin of our organs for them to work.
yeah, and I think yeah, it's really the training is more about the there's a lot of procedure that to take care of to make sure that you are not contaminating the patient.
Mhm.
So I think being able to really simulate everything with the glove, with the real tool that you will be using here with the AR headset, really makes sense.
Hmm.
You don't have a controller, you don't have to touch the device, so you can really focus on a simulation on what you will have to do in the room, in the surgery room, to proceed for the surgery. So yeah.
Okay, great.
That's
Do you have anything
interesting.
to add, Fabien, or do you want to continue, Seb, with your subject topic? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. Seb, you can go on.
Right. So on my side, I had two subjects. One was this really cool use case of using NERF inside the NERF. So basically using a NERF to get the camera position
Hmm.
and being able to add a NERF inside of it and control the camera position inside the other NERF to control the rendering. And so this guy did it, and I think the result is really awesome. So here they shot a video of their space and shot a couple of different environments the same way. And so they are able to make a really cool portal on their door. And they pushed the concept a bit forward uh, by shooting with the same camera someone in an environment and shooting the same environment and being able to make the person huge in that environment. And also the reverse case where you make yourself huge in, a, in a city with the same lighting because you shot everything with the same camera with a drone actually. So yeah, I don't know what you think about that. Maybe you can tell me your thoughts, Guillaume.
Well, I think this is very cool. I'm still questioning the use cases. What our the technical demonstration is awesome. I'm very fond of the NERF technology. But yeah, what the point in this? Maybe I don't know if you want to do some new way of filming or television. I don't know what your thought about this. I had just bring you another question to your question there. Do you have any
I,
idea what could be
I
done with
will,
this instead?
well, just as a cool effect, I would love to see something being done with augmented reality with this kind of idea, where you provide the camera position to a nerve and render directly the, the nerve in augmented reality. So doing that live could be impressive for museum, for example, when you enter a
Mm.
room in another time, going through a door, um, and you go back to another time on your phone and see like Versailles at another time where you have
Because,
actor that comes and do like a dance.
because to see
Something like that.
this, do you see the user using an AR headset or VR headsets for this,
Uh,
or
that
something
could be
else?
awesome, but a phone at the beginning, at least,
A
for
phone, okay.
user to be able to.
So more on the entertainment and maybe the infamous wow effect to get people to experience some new stuff. Okay.
Mm.
I
With a
was
strong
thinking
HTC
on the
rendering.
professional part, and I can't see any application of this right now. Um, but yeah, for entertainment, why not? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
yeah,
agree
yeah.
about the entertainment part. I think I mentioned that a couple of weeks back. Is I'm really a fan, a movie fan. So uh, if there is a VR experience that can allow me to watch a movie where I can choose my point of view in the movie, that would be awesome. And if the technology gets cheaper to use, maybe I can um, capture something and send it to, I don't know, to my family, for them to see, really to be immersed in that memory. Um, so I'm really excited about this, and I don't know if this is already technology, if this technology is already capable of doing real time. Um, but if it is, that's really cool.
I'm not sure yet. I need to dig into that, but yeah, that's the idea to that what we need to look for.
Well, yeah, well, when you are editing your NERF, you can navigate around your point cloud, sorry, in real time. But most of the time, they are recording the camera movement to make it better. So it's not a real time usage, to my knowledge right now. So what you are saying, Fabien, is that this would be the next step of 360 video uh, in a better way that you can interact and navigate as you like. Am I
Yeah,
right?
it's really
Yeah,
3D. You can move around.
like a 4D. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that would be exciting. Yeah.
With a quite a realistic rendering that you usually don't get unless you spend a lot of money in working with a 3D artist.
So you can confirm to me that right now, NERF technology is only about point cloud. I know that the first test I saw that is the meshing part of the NERF is not that advanced as I would like to. They are working on it. Can you confirm my information, or
But
are we already in the meshing part with something that is uh, tangible in VR?
there is a meshing part, but right now you are using the perfect rendering that you get with
Yeah.
the lighting that you get with the neural
Mhm.
radiance field. So there is still improvement on this part. Definitely.
Yeah, I've been doing some 3D scans lately, especially with an iPhone, and I know that there is this what they call the tide model, where they are adjusting the photograph uh, in a way that you think.
So right here, up, they're adding a cloth to their NERF, and it interact with the NERF in real time. So yeah, even though the mesh is not in high quality yet, the mesh that you get, you can still use it to do something nice inside the NERF. So that was
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was it
it's
for that
the
subject.
quality is good enough to have some physics on it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's still interesting, but I agree with you, Guillaume, that still need to improve a lot to get a better result in terms of mesh that you get out of the antenna.
Yeah, it's funny that we are some kind of getting the same issues that we thought were solved a few years back by about meshing, for example. We know that there's a lot of algorithm and things that are very efficient, but we can see that with the new application of point cloud, these algorithms are not still efficient enough. And this is funny to see that we are going back to what we where we were at some point in time. So there is still some work on the meshing parts that we thought were not the case anymore. So this is a good thing for people that are working on this subject.
Yeah, yeah, for the rendering, yeah, you basically lose all the light info, so yeah, you get a mesh with texture, but
Mm.
that's definitely not perfect. My other subject was the Vive, who uh, did a press release about their new Inside Out tracker. that they should release on the third trimester of 2023 this year. Um, I'm impressed about the number of devices that they released. They released an eye and face tracking for the Focus 3, a wrist tracking, um, and now this device. Uh, and then I also some question about how this device, which work with a USB dongle, and you can have five on yourself. Um, I wonder how easy it would be to calibrate them. Because it's decorrelated to the device inside out tracking, or it will be only compatible with the Focus 3. Um, or if you play with the Lighthouse, uh, how do you manage the merge between the space that you have with the Lighthouse and this inside out tracker? So I don't know, Guillaume, if you have some thought about that.
No,
The
I
fact
thought
that they
this is a,
invest in
yeah,
that
this is a
much
nice
device.
this is a nice tracker. We talked about the Mokopi as well. I know that Fabien
Mm,
was willing to get one in Japan. Uh, for sure, if it's an inside out tracking, it should be better than the, the accelerometer and gyroscopic trackers. But yeah, I wonder about the occlusion when you are putting it on yourself. When you have the helmet, it's always its view is always clear, and the tracking is working very efficiently. I don't know about this getting it on your arm, on your legs, because when you're moving around, there should be some occlusion. So I guess they they work on these cases. If it works, it could be great. But the main question here is the price. I don't know if you have the
mm.
price tag of this.
Not yet. They don't
Yeah,
have a name either for this
yeah.
device. So.
Because we know that the first Vive trackers are around. Yeah, we talked about this, maybe around $200. I guess these ones would be more expensive, so I'm a bit afraid that it would get the 400 or 500 mark, and it could be very unproductive for them because if you want to do a full body tracking with at least four of them, it's getting very expensive.
Mm.
Fabien, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the Mokopi tracking is something around 4 USD, 400 USD, if I'm correct. So I think it's in that price range. Um, so I wonder as well what is their target customer. For Mokopi, it's expensive, but it's cheap enough for example, for VTuber
Mm.
to use it, which I think is a very big market here in Japan. There is a lot of money in VTubing. Um, I wonder, are they targeting more like an industrial um, type of client, or so B2B or more B2C? Um, um, I think that we will have an answer with the price when the
Yeah,
price is revealed. Um, yeah, it
but
can
you
be a
know
Like,
that the
huge
VR
cost
chat, the,
for
yeah,
people to use it.
the VR chat community is very willing to get these kind of trackers. Right now, I think they are the main buyers for Vive trackers because they want to have their hands and feet inside the VR world. And uh, regarding the VR chat community, it could be a very efficient market for them if the price tag is right.
I was more thinking about the gaming industry where they need to read more and more people. and they are still using, the white ball, the reflective ball that you put on
Mhm.
yourself, and it's long to read someone. Um, and something interesting also that it's that they still have their pin system like on the Vive Tracker, so you can have some force feedback, for example, on them, or or put that in on any device. So I think for industrial use case that could be awesome. However, I have the the Quest Pro, and inside the controller you have the same kind of cameras that are filming the environment, and it's working great. But at first, when you start the application, the headset, you have like 1-2 minutes where you have to move around your controller so they know the environment and start to be calibrated correctly in space. Otherwise, they are flying far from where you are at in space. Um, and there, where you have 5 different controllers with no inside out uh, um, links with, for example, if you use it with a Quest Pro, I really wonder how the calibration and setup would be easy for the user, for a VR YouTuber, for example, to set up.
Okay.
So yeah, I wonder if it will be a good product or not.
We'll see. I guess
Mm,
you'll be buying one of them if it's not too expensive,
yeah,
just
for
for,
sure.
for you to try.
Mm, for sure.
So I guess this is it for today. If you do you have any final word or thoughts you would like to share? One take, two
I'm good.
take, three take. Okay, so we are good to for today. Thank you too for your topics, and we'll see everyone. We will see you next week for the next episodes of Lost in Immersion. Thank you, and have a nice day, evening, and afternoon. See you guys.
Thank you. I guess.
Thank you.